Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree hanging farmhouse entry sign. I love this, my favorite project ever. We're going to use one of these plant hangers, and then you're going to need to find a chipboard sign that is just about as wide. I love the shape of this one that says Happy Easter. I just found two on clearance, 50 cents each. We're also going to need a plant hanger. You can either buy this if you find it from the Dollar Tree. I was actually gifted this, or you can take the plant hanger off of the hanging baskets. These are more readily available. We're also going to use some contact paper to do masking, but that's just an option. I'll show you other options as well. And then we're going to use some paint to paint it, whatever colors you want your sign to be. I'm choosing just black and white because, you know, guys, you know me, black and white, that's my thing. Just acrylic paint. I'm actually going to use some chalk paint that I was gifted, and then you can also opt to do just the signage from the Dollar Tree as well. These are just some samples of some wall clings. You can do whatever letters you like. If you have a Cricut, I'll show you that as well. So because I'm making this reversible and I'm making this two sides, I'm going to peel the paper off for the other side. I'm removing the sticker very slowly, carefully off this. And no, I don't have a hair dryer and I don't have a heat gun. So I'm just peeling it slowly. So I just want to show you here how you just make sure that the sign is just about as wide as the hanger. You can't have it really be any much wider. A little wider would be okay, but not too much wider, or else it won't hang properly. And now I'm showing you here, this is like 6 times speed, how fast that it's going. But what I'm doing here is I'm just peeling the shiny part of the paper off. You could use a scraper for this if you want to. You just don't want to gouge into your chipboard. Now, of course, if you have any other materials, if you have wood signs available, if your husband's a woodworker and he just has old boards laying around, those would work as well. Just the chipboard is really lightweight. The plant hanger is from the Dollar Tree. The screws are, you know, not always the best screws in the whole wide world. So all of that being said, you just be mindful of how much weight you're putting on it. But I love the shape of this sign. I love the size of the sign, happens to be perfect. And even the hole placement, I didn't have to do anything to it. All I had to do was peel this bunny off. So now I was taught by one of you all, and I wish I could remember exactly whose name it is. I have to go back and look. That if you soak once you have the shiny paper peeled off, you soak the cardboard paper backing that's behind it with just a wet rag. This is just water. This is not any chemicals. And then if you let it sit long enough, it will just peel like a breeze. And it really does work really well. It's just one of these, put on a movie. I was binge watching NCIS season 14. So just put on a movie, sit in front of the TV, and take your time with it, okay? And I'm just using a gift card. As you can see, this is just an old recycled gift card that really works really well to get under there without worrying about damaging the chipboard. Now, as you can see, I have some stubborn pieces of bunny rabbit. So one trick that I've developed over the time is that if you soak its edges and get under it with your card, it helps peel up the white part as well. It's just now that you have to go back once you have the white part peeled off and get underneath it. Okay, now there's lots of other people who have sanded off the glitter and all those things, but I just really wanted this to be down to its bare chipboard, just to make a brand new sign. And like I mentioned in the introduction, I was lucky enough to actually find these on clearance, 50% off. Yesterday I found 2 more, so I'm excited to make them. And if you're a Harry Potter fan like me, yes, exactly what you're thinking. I am going to make a sign that says the 3 broomsticks, and then one that says the leaky cauldron. Absolutely 100%. I actually have a way. I think I'm going to make a secret board that says the leaky cauldron, so don't tell anybody. All right, so now once you have it all cleaned off, you want to let it dry overnight, and that's what I've done here. So you really want to make sure it's dry well before you paint it, or else you could, you know, icky your paint surface. All right. And like I said, I was gifted this wonderful chalk paint by Waverly, but I was ready, all prepared to use my homemade chalk paint or not homemade, or acrylic paint from Apple Barrel. That was what I originally was going to use. But the chalk paint has really nice coverage. And since I have it, I might as well use it. Right? That's what I said. So I made sure that you get your edges and like I said, one nice smooth coverage coat is the best. So while I'm painting, I'll tell you guys, the Farm Fresh egg sign I created on my Cricut. I will have that tutorial on my channel, on my other channel coming up soon. Here's what I learned. I'll show you what I learned, I should say. I'm trying to teach you guys as I learn. But what I did was I created this sticker, but it wasn't exactly quite right. I didn't lay the plastic vinyl on, and the egg wasn't cut out perfectly. The top of the egg cut off on one of the sides. So I decided to go ahead and fix that and make that into sort of a stencil. Originally I wanted this sign to be a white sign with black edges, a black egg with white writing, and because it didn't quite work out for me, it became a stencil. But there are lots of different options. You can hand paint something. They have lots of decals, like I said, at the Dollar Tree. You can buy stuff on Etsy if you want. You can use an overhead projector. You can do rub-on transfers. Any of the techniques we've learned in the past, you can definitely use on this sign. But I wanted this to actually be my real first successful Cricut project. Except it wasn't successful. So stay tuned for that successful Cricut project coming soon. But since I had cut off the top and the side of the egg, I wanted to go ahead and show you how I fixed it. So basically what I decided to do was to reverse my original design. As you can see, the egg would have looked really cute as a black egg with white writing. It would have showed up really nice on the sign and everything, but it didn't work out that way. So roll with it, guys. Roll with the punches. So what I decided to do was then to mask off the edge and keep it white and then paint the reverse basically. So what I've done is I've taken on the straight edges, I've taken 2 pieces of masking tape. This is just regular old masking tape. That's what masking tape was actually invented for, to mask off. But what I've done for the curved edges is I've sort of made my finger into sort of a compass. You know those compasses that, or protractor, I guess we used to call it protractor. We used to call them compasses when we were little, but I think they're protractors. But basically, you just hold the pen really, really stiffly, tightly, and then keep your middle finger as like the guide. So you run your middle finger along the edge of the curve while you hold your pencil, and it creates that curve for you, and it mimics the entire edge. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not. But that's okay. I like it. I love it, as a matter of fact. So once I have that done, I went ahead and I finished drawing in where the egg would be. And then I drew in the top and the side. And then I went ahead and I painted them. Poorly, by the way, if you just noticed. I actually went over the line that I drew and had to erase it on both sides, on the top and the side. But that was okay. While it's still wet, it's very washable acrylic paint. Okay, even the acrylic, this is the chalkboard paint I was gifted in ink by Waverly, and even that washed off while it's still wet. So I wanted to make sure I got really good coverage. You want to make sure that your masking, your stencil is stuck down really well. If it doesn't have a really good adhesion, then you want to pounce, like stenciling instead of dragging your brush across. But this is a great sticker, this chalkboard sticker from Dollar General. It's made by Contact, but I bought it at the Dollar General. But like I said, so I made sure it was stuck down really, really well. And then go along all the edges. Now I'm freehanding the curved edges because I didn't want to sit there and waste a million pieces of tape by creating that curve with tape. You could, but it will take a lot of tape because you should break off little pieces at a time. And if you don't have a steady hand, then you can mask it off. Another option is to draw that shape onto the contact paper, and then you can cut the shape out that you want to mask off, okay? And then as soon as I'm done painting, you don't want to wait for it to dry. You want to go ahead and peel off your egg. You don't want the paint to dry, especially acrylic paint. You don't want your paint to dry to your masking item, because then what can happen is it will peel off with the masking tape. That's why we try to remove it while it's still wet. Now this is like the most satisfying part. People used to say it was to me, and I never believed them until I started doing it. Because then you actually start to get the reveal. Now because this was precisely cut with a Cricut, I happen to have the Cricut tools for weeding, and that's what I used to peel off the little pieces. I created this sticker. If you watch the video when I post it, it'll probably be a couple more days because I'm still in the middle of a series. But I created it with the Bromello font, as well as I believe that's just an I'll link it in the description box, but I believe that's a Bromello font for the farm and the eggs, and a freehand font. Basically, it's fonts that I had on my laptop. That's where I was going to. So I just found ones that I really liked and I thought were very appealing. Now this chalk paint dries so fast. I waited absolutely almost no time to turn it over and put a sticker on the back. I went through a whole bunch of stickers to show you just some great options. What we originally designed for this was very personal, and we didn't want to put it on here just quite yet, and I'll tell you in a second. But what I found, this one that I had bought my sister, that she had changed her kitchen coffee theme it basically says, I drink the coffee, then I do the things. But I just thought how cute it would be if we just put the drink coffee up, sort of like a sign. And where we have it hanging in our home is when you're in the kitchen, you see farm fresh eggs. And then when you're coming up the hallway from the bedroom, it says drink coffee. So it's sort of fun. I thought it would be kind of fun for our guests. But I have pinned on my Pinterest board for 100 years to create bedroom signs, sort of like very French farmhouse, a sign above the restroom, a sign above the guest room, that kind of stuff. So now what I'm doing is I've taken a thin screwdriver, and I'm just having to make the holes a little bit bigger on this sign. Of course, I painted one of the holes shut, and then I had to make the other hole bigger to accommodate the hooks. What I ended up using was this set that was given to me. It's the plant hanger set that came by itself, and the hooks on the plant hanger set are a little fatter than the hooks that come with the hanging basket. But what I did was I opened them up wide and I fed them in there, and I left the open ends towards the top so that I can clip the chain on and off. And then I just trimmed the chain down. One chain was perfect for me to hang this one sign. I cut the chain in half by just opening it with a needle nose pliers, took out the middle link because there was an odd number, believe it or not. I took out the middle link so I had 2 even pieces. But you want to measure how long you want your chain to be by the aesthetic that you're going for. I think that would also depend on where you were hanging it, the space that you wanted to put it, and the size of your sign. Okay? But I just wanted to show you that chain is very easily opened up and spread apart. And here's what it looks like on its farm fresh sign. And here's what it looks like on its coffee sign. It's entirely reversible. All you do is open up the little hooks, switch the chain around, and you can turn it around to fit your need. That's it, everybody. I'm telling you, this is my favorite project I've done in the longest time. I hope you really enjoy it too. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family. Anybody who might be interested in learning how to do this or any masking techniques. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!